nerd is the retirement plan of the modern woman, and I'm here to tell you, nerds, don't fall for it. Don't be the retirement plan for these modern women. You deserve better than to be a retirement plan for these modern women with multiple baby dads and multiple kids. What's going on, my brothers and sisters? It's me back with another video.
Yup.
What's this I hear about Date the Nerd?
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
It reminds me of a particular meme that circulated online many years ago and constantly comes back. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The beat it chick meme. This meme constantly proves why black women, among all women, choose to date the nerd after they date the Pookie and the Ray Ray. You see the vicious cycle over and over again, where you date the Pookie first, but then the nerd is the cleanup guy.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, get it, get it, get it, get it, ow, ow.
What you talking about, Willis?
You know, back when I was still having sex with men who wore Adidas slides and dirty white socks.
What did you say?
You know, back when I was still having sex with men who wore Adidas slides and dirty white socks.
Oh, that's nasty.
You know the ones. I wish I could tell me then that I'd be married to like a whole ass pediatrician sitting outside in our backyard by the fire he built me drinking an old fashioned, waiting for him to come downstairs to join me because he's putting our kids to bed. Marry the nerd.
Now, I'm fully aware that this is the daughter of a famous comedian, D.L. Hughley, but we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on what she said. She pointed out that after she dated the men with the dirty socks and the Nike slides, then she decided to marry the nerd, and she's sitting outside with a old-fashioned and a fire pit that he built her while he's putting their kids to bed. She never mentions anything about what she's doing for him or how grateful she is. She sounds very entitled.
Yup.
This is the entitlement that a lot of black men complain about when it comes to women. You're outside of a house that you didn't help build and enjoying the fruits of the labor of a man that you wouldn't have even picked first.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Would you like to go on a date with me?
Ew, no, I don't like nerds.
Why can't I get a girlfriend?
Now that you are rich.
Will you go on a date with me? You didn't want me back then. I'm not your bailout plan.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Women continue to prove this meme correct. Women have always disregarded the nerd, disregarded the gamer, disregarded the guy that collects memorabilia from anime. They've continued to disregard the nerd in their early years, and they want this nerd to be the cleanup guy when they get older. What do you think? Let's go to social media right now and see what men are saying about this video. Learning Groove says, when women say date the nerd, they really mean a submissive man who will let them do whatever they want, including embarrassing the family on the internet. King LRI 64 says, the date the nerd concept dies when men refuse to date women above a certain age group. So that's not even a concern for smart men for real. Noel says, marry the nerd, a social predator who has identified weaker prey. Me, that's like about a good 89% of women like her. They date hood guys, then they try to marry the nerd as the backup. Date a nerd. It's just N who loves a Tribe Called Quest and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. She should have said, Jay says, she could have said date the smart, intelligent men that do well in school and have degrees and good jobs. But the B said, date the nerd. What a loser. Why is it that we continue to have these discussions? Marry the nerd, date the nerd. You know, as well as I do, women aren't gonna marry the nerd first. They have to go through their 304 phase.
Go be a hoe. Be a hoe.
Then after you go through your 304 phase, you gotta have multiple babies by multiple different men. Then, after you go through your 304 phase and have multiple kids by multiple men, then you will date the nerd.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga!
The nerd is the last resort.
He ain't lying.
He's the guy you go to when the chips are down and everybody else is gone, and you look up and you see the nerd in the suit with the luxury car and the penthouse on top of the building, and he's running the company. And you're like, hey, you remember me? You remember me from high school? You remember me from grade school?
Get with the nerd, okay?
Revelations, you know what I mean? Shit like an immovable object meets an...
This man took me on a date to go watch the new Demon Slayer movie.
Not that anyone cares. Y'all, this man explained what a fucking curse technique was to me.
Date a nerd. I cannot express this enough. Date a nerd.
If this is the only advice you take from me, I will be very happy. I'm here to persuade you to date the smart, the nerdy guys. I know.
Looks like a cupcake. Will put you.
Date the athlete, but marry the nerd. Date the athlete, but marry the nerd. Because the nerd ain't gonna be out all hours of the night.
I think it's so much easier dating somebody who's a nerd, because you know.
It's day 60.
I like nerds.
A lot of the guys I've been dating recently are proper nerds, and I love it.
POV, you fell in love with a nerd disguised as a bad boy.
Line up your knife, cut it cleanly in half.
You know, back when
I'll make this real quick and brief, because my last video was long. Did you a nerd? Yeah, I didn't like.
On many occasions, I have
You know what I mean?
POV.
When people tell you to date a nerd, they're not talking about the one.
Dating an introverted nerd feels
as he did things to my body that I didn't know my body.
I don't like where this is going.
We all know that the nerd is the last resort.
Yep.
They're looking at a nerd as a pushover guy who's academically smart, and that also ties back into the black community. The black community as a whole doesn't focus on education. When you're in high school and when you're in grade school, coming up in the world, it's more in tune to be cool. You want to be cool. You want to be a guy that's cool. Somebody that can relate to being black. Somebody that has a little hood in them. Somebody that has a little thug in them. Somebody that plays NBA 2K. They don't want an academically book smart, well-read literature man. They want Tupac in a suit. And because a nerd is not Tupac in a suit, the nerd gets pushed over. See, the nerd is the retirement plan of the modern woman, and I'm here to tell you nerds, don't fall for it. Don't be the retirement plan for these modern women. You deserve better than to be a retirement plan for these modern women with multiple baby dads and multiple kids. So do yourself a favor and say, beat it, champ. That's been it for today's video. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Hype the video, share the video, and I'll see you next time.
Single lady, date a nerd today. Nerds are a come up. play video games, watch cartoons, and act like you love it. Date a nerd today. Yeah, girl, I got me a nerd. I just use him for money because he's rich. I'm gonna take all his money and leave. Girl, I'm just here for the money.